Hi, I'm Sue Mills. I'm an indie author writing character-driven love stories set in New England. I'm so glad you've joined Donna and me as we discuss all things bookish.
Hey y'all, I'm Donna Madden. I am the author of sweet yet spicy small town romance. It's great to have you. Come on in and take a seat.
Welcome to this week's Indie Author Uncovered. This is episode 7, and today we are talking reviews. We're going to talk about the reviews that we love and the reviews that make us scratch our head. So sit back and hang out with us, and make sure to remember to like, follow, and leave comments as you watch, because maybe you've left a review and you can help us out on this journey of questions. But before we get started, it was just Thanksgiving. Sue, what did you do for Thanksgiving? Anything fun?
We stayed home. I cooked the traditional turkey, mashed potato, sweet potato dressing, and we ate about 1:30, I think. I had to go to work at 3 o'clock at the hotel that I work at, which, you know, a lot of people, you had to work on Thanksgiving. It wasn't that bad, except that I was stuffed throughout the whole shift. The food just sat there like a brick. So other than that, it was an enjoyable day. How about you?
Very good. Well, I did all the cooking, but usually everyone comes here, but my father's been under the weather. He can't get out of his house right now. So we took Thanksgiving to my parents. And nice. We did it there since they couldn't come to us. And, you know, ever since then, we've been eating turkey leftovers, and I made turkey soup. And so we've been eating turkey soup and turkey leftovers, and it's been all turkey. But it's, you know, traditional, all the stuff, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey. And a green bean casserole, and I don't think we had any other vegetables.
We had carrots.
Usually we have carrots, but we just didn't make. No, maybe we did. It was Thursday. I don't remember. So is that bad?
So long ago.
There you go. It is. And you know, that whole turkey brain.
Exactly.
Anyway, do you have anything exciting going on this week?
I don't have anything exciting going on this week. I am going on a trip. Yesterday was actually my 50th wedding anniversary.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I spent it at a craft fair. So,
there you go.
It's romance. But we are going to Hawaii to celebrate. So we will leave here on Tuesday. We'll go to Boston, stay overnight at the airport because our flight is early and it's about a 3-hour drive to Boston. So we'll stay at a hotel. We fly from Boston to Seattle and Seattle to Honolulu. We have 3 days in Honolulu, and then we're doing a cruise around the Hawaiian Islands. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting.
Very nice. Maybe, you know, in 20 some odd years, I don't do math, so give or take, maybe it's more like 19. I don't know. Maybe I can get my husband to take me out somewhere fun.
There you go. I want to go. I want to be in all 50 states. And I really, for a long time, thought that was an unachievable goal. And then last year, we went with my husband's family to Alaska. And that was a 2-week trip. We did a week on the ground. We did a week-long cruise. And once we had been to Alaska, then that lit a fire for me. And it was like, we are going to go to Hawaii, because that's the farthest one. And we'll only have 2 states left. The only states we won't have been to after Hawaii will be North Dakota and Washington State. So and we've been in the airport in Washington State, but I don't count that.
Well, I was just going to ask, do you count just like spending a night in a state, or do you have to like visit that state?
I don't have a lot of requirements. There are some states. Well, like one of my brothers says, you know, you have to sleep there. You have to stay overnight. Most of the states that I've been in, I have slept overnight. I'm Michigan. I have not. We drove through Michigan. We were on our way to Indiana. We drove through Canada. We came down into Michigan. We did not sleep in Michigan, but most of the states we had slept in. But it's not a requirement for me. Just the fact that you drive through, you get out of the car, you put your feet on the ground, that counts.
Are you counting states that you visited before you met your husband?
Anywhere I had been before, I've been with him.
Okay, so anywhere.
Yeah, probably anywhere. That the only state I had probably been to before I met him was Kentucky. And we've been to Kentucky together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Should we get started?
Sure.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of our reviews that have either we've enjoyed getting or have made us scratch our head. And what we mean by that is, why did we get this star instead of this star when the review is whatever we, however we see it. And so we're just trying to dig through reviews, because reviews are the heart of an author's business. And I know a lot of readers, I'm a reader, and honestly, I don't leave many reviews. I don't. And as an author, there's a lot of things we can't do. Like, we can't advertise on some of the newsletter swaps and stuff unless we have certain reviews, certain number of reviews. And so reviews are important. And plus, the more reviews you get, the more supposedly the algorithms pick them up and push them out to people. So reviews are important. And the review number, the 4 point whatever, is important for the readers. That way they see. But then the question, I guess, is what is the quality of the review? And I guess that's what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to skip 1 and 2 star reviews right now. Okay. And we'll talk about them later. But let's start with 3-star reviews. All right. Sue, do you have any 3-star reviews that just jump out at you? And make sure you tell us what book they're for, because we both have multiple books.
So this one's kind of lengthy. If it gets spoilerish, I'll try to leave that out. This was for Whispers of Humility. And so
what number book is that for you?
That was number 6.
Okay.
And it's of the series right now, it's the one book that really could be read as a standalone. I think you get enough information in the book to figure out the characters, there's only one character that was in the other books, the earlier books. So I consider this one truly a standalone. So this review said, I misjudged Nora because Nora is me. Like, that's interesting. We open with Nora, who is often portrayed as difficult and short in her personality, but Whispers of Humility shows her as soft and vulnerable within her relationship with Sam, and it's refreshing. We see an anxious, overstimulated, hyper-independent, relatable mom, and I think that's really a driving point for her character that we didn't get before. After getting over the thought of Sam moving on, her career being attacked, and her home in upheaval, and finding someone her equal who challenges her, will she find her happy ending, or will devastation ruin their happiness? This is what I found interesting. The beginning feels rushed, but I think there's a necessity if you read the series, as we are trying to see where Nora is in life. The story levels out, feels more balanced as the plot unfolds until the end. It also felt rushed and as if there wasn't a way to end it, but it was enjoyable. There's a play on different tropes such as enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine, secret life. Whispers of Humility is relatable in so many levels, but especially for people starting life over with kids. It hits home for me personally on so many different levels. Everyone deserves love. Sue shows us that sometimes the way we are is a defense mechanism to protect ourselves, but nonetheless, we're deserving. Well done. I read that one and I thought, feels rushed. So yeah, I kind of went back and I tried to see, did I rush? And I guess I would agree maybe with the beginning part, but not the end. The end was pretty well thought out for me. I didn't think it was rushed. So Anyway, she seemed to really like it, but she only gave it 3 stars.
Right.
So
Was there one, do you know of, and I'm just throwing this out there now, that was a 3-star and you're like, okay, that makes sense. I can, because of what she said, a 3-star would work. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Even though you may not agree with the review because of how they worded it, you could see why in their thoughts it was a 3-star.
yeah, no, I don't have any with that. That was my one that I read and thought, okay, I wonder. And this woman has reviewed all my books, and usually gives them 5 stars. So there was, obviously there was something that.
Okay.
Well,
that's interesting to know. Did you ever reach out to her and really talk it through?
No.
I mean, I was just wondering. Okay, I'm finding one of my 3-star reviews. Okay, we'll go with this one. It's for my first book in my Arlinda Valley series, No One But You, and it looks like it was about a month after it came out. It's a 3-star review, and it says, No One But You is an amusing, open-door, small-town romance. Cora and Kai meet over a flat tire, and while they get off to a rocky start, the chemistry between them can't be denied. Cora is a teacher who raises miniature goats and chickens and is leery of men after her previous relationship. Kai's a construction worker looking for a place to call home after a violence-filled childhood. The two eventually realize that they've found home in each other. I enjoyed this book, but had some reservations. Now, this is where it's just funny because what she's getting ready to complain about, so many people love about the story. The sex-crazed Aunt Tanya seemed more irritating than kooky, as so often is the case in characters in small-town novels. Cora herself seemed aggressively anti-men and relationships in the beginning for no reason that one could discern. The sex scenes felt somewhat stilted for no reason that I could easily put my finger on. Overall, it was a good book, but perhaps not fully to my taste. And she received a free copy from Booksprout. So it made me laugh because the kooky Aunt Tanya, that's Tanya's character. She's supposed to be kooky, okay, and crazy, and that's her character. So I'm like, okay, she didn't like Aunt Tanya's kookiness. Well, then I wrote it right because that's who she's supposed to be. And most people love her. I mean, I've never had people love the book club women. And Tanya is the main book club woman. And I mean, this just shows you, and maybe it's the same with you, not every book is for everybody. You know? Is there anything bad about it? No, because she says it's good. It's a good book, but not to her taste. So at least she's, admitting that it could just be her. I was trying to find another one, but I'm having a hard time finding another one. I thought I took a picture of them and saved them because, my awesome co-person brought that out, that we should do that. Did you only save one 3-star review?
Yeah, that was the only one I had. I mean, I don't have a lot of reviews.
Okay.
And they are mostly 4s and 5s.
Okay. Well,
I have some stars. Like I do have some 2 stars, but they didn't tell me why they only left 2 stars.
Okay. Well, I have a book that has, how many reviews does this one have? 325 reviews. Okay, this is more than enough. It's the first book I ever wrote. It's the first book in my More Than Enough series. This one here, it's a 3-star review. And this was back in January of this year. So even though the book's been out for 2 years, she just read it. And it said that this is my first book by this author. I did enjoy the story. However, I think that it just didn't draw me in the way I would have hoped. Overall, I gave it 3 stars and would like to read more books by this author. So that one was good. And then I have another one. I mean, you know, when you have 325 reviews, you're going to have all types of reviews. And this one, now I have some issues with this review. She was hooked. I was hooked just to see what would happen. It's more like a young adult read. It was cute though, and the main lead had to work through her feelings. I had to deal with some things. Now, it's not a young adult read. They're 24-year-olds, so it's labeled as a new adult, which is college age. Okay. And I mean, that's the whole review. And it's college age, it's open door sex. So it sure as heck isn't a young adult. So I just thought that was funny. I'm like, you're saying it's a young adult read because they're young? That would be a new adult read. But I mean, my 3-star reviews aren't bad. They're not.
No, not at all. Yeah.
You know? And, oh, I know. I have one that's a 3-star review, and I just remember where I got it because it was, You Are Enough. I've got to get it because it's a 3-star review and it's not showing up. It must have been pulled. It was on Amazon and it was a 3-star review over You Are Enough. And let me see if she put it on Goodreads. And it was a amazing review, but she gave it 3 stars. And in the video she posted, she said that her rating system, 3 stars is a good book that she would recommend to people. 4 stars was a really good book, and 5 stars, she only gave 3 a year.
So is that an arbitrary? You think that's an arbitrary thing? I'm not going to give more than 3 in a year, and I've done my 3, so you don't get to get a 5.
Right. I don't know. This goes back to our talk earlier about, the gymnastics. If you go first, you're not going to get support as well,
Right. Yeah.
But what's funny is that rating is gone. It's not even on Goodreads. It's been pulled.
Huh.
But I know where it is on TikTok. But so what's your overall thought on 3-star three-star reviews?
It doesn't bother me. A 1 or 2 that somebody told me why they were giving me a 1 or 2 would probably bother me. A 3-star does not bother me, especially if there's something in there that I can grab onto and grow through as an author. Mm-hmm. If they, I don't know, I can't even think. If they say, her dialogue could have been better, or she could have been more descriptive, because I do think that would be a criticism you could do of me. I'm not terribly descriptive. So I could see that, and that would be something I could grow on, something I could pay attention to. I would hope when people give reviews, if they're going to be critical at all, that it's something I can grow on. They're not just going to be slamming me and telling me I need a lobotomy.
Right? Just so you all know, I have gotten in a book that is no longer in print, this one right here, I have been told I need a lobotomy. And we were reading some of the reviews about that book, and it's just all over the place. So, but
they left those reviews left me thinking, I want to read this book.
There you go. And so many people are like, what? Let me read it. And but I've heard of people who take their 1-star reviews and make a video out of their or a post out of their 1-star review. And that post has gone viral, and people are like, oh my gosh, let me read that.
I've seen that too.
Because for those of you who don't know, in that book, they're 24-year-old kids. There's a whole lot that have gone on in book one, and they're trying to start a relationship they never really had because of a pregnancy. And both of them were in a relationship before that book, that they break up that relationship to get together, and they end up cheating off page on each other. Well, we read one where people were mad that they didn't get to see the cheating. So it was a 1-star review. I'm like, but it's not about the cheating. It's about working through life's problems as a 24-year-old who didn't have any plans to be where they ended up being. And it's just, there's so much. And I was told to have lobotomy, and because of that, it is what it is. You have to have thick skin sometimes to be an author, because then you have the people who love it.
Every book isn't for every person.
Exactly. Read all the little notes in the front of the book. They're there for a reason. So do you have any 4-star reviews? Because so 3 we're okay with, but the 4-star reviews, I think our question is, and if you're watching this, please leave a comment and let us know your thoughts. Our thought is, if it's a 4-star review because it's a good book, but it could be better, 4-star review. But if it's the best book you've ever read and you absolutely love it and everyone should read it, what makes it a 4-star review and not a 5-star review? So we're going to read some of the 4-star reviews. These are the ones that make us scratch our head a little bit. Okay, you have one?
I do. This one I really like. And this is for Whispers of Healing, which is the 4th book in the series. And it said, another fantastic read by Mills. Whispers of Healing centers in Sam's story post-Boston. Battling with an empty house, co-parenting, and various mental challenges, we see Sam begin to find himself. As a less spicy read and slower pace than other Whispers of novels, this one really hits home for me. I adored it in such a different way than the others in the series, as it was very relatable to what I have gone through. While most of the series is cozy romance, this one is definitely a book of healing and is well worth the read. So I really liked that review. I liked the fact that someone could relate to what I had Sam go through in the book. And she left it with a 4-star. So she really didn't find any fault. She did, again, mention the slow pace. She's the one that in the one I read before said it was fast paced. They were too fast. So.
Okay. So she's reviewed multiple ones of your books.
She has. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll read a 4-star review I have. Hold on. I have it over here. I have a lot of 4-star, so I have to choose the one. This is a great small town romance novel. Oh, this is for No One But You, which is, again, book 1 of my Ireland Valley series. This is a great small town romance novel. Cora and Kai are perfect for each other, and I was cheering them on. The past will always be there, but you can move on with the right people near. The humor is fantastic, with an exclamation mark. The storyline grabbed my attention and held it all the way through. I recommend reading this small town romance book. So why is it not a 5?
I would think that would be a 5. Definitely.
See, and do you have another one?
I do. And this is also for Whispers of Healing. And it said, another fantastic read by, I don't know who wrote this one, by the way, by Sue Mills. As much as I am Team Caden, which is one of the other characters, seeing Sam get his happy ending. Well, maybe this was Whispers of Change. Yeah, it probably was Change, which is the next book after Healing. absolutely melted my heart. This cozy, steamy second chance romance where both Sam and our female main character, Sophie, overcome past trauma, failed relationships, and repaired family dynamics will have you eating out of Sue's hand for more. Even Nora has some likable cameos. If you know, you know. While the pace reads slower and follows Sue's typical format, I didn't know I had a typical format, but evidently I do. There is so much depth and detail that keeps the reader wanting more, nothing less of an emotional roller coaster where you are constantly crossing your fingers and toes that Sam and Sophie will get their moment. I constantly wanted another chapter and more of their story. If you haven't read the Whispers of New England series, you were definitely missing out. And that got 4 stars. So again, it was all very positive.
Yeah, very positive. Yeah, and here's one. I'll get off of No One But You real quick. Because this one here is a 4-star review over Your Love Is Enough, which is the second book now in my More Than Enough series. Stacy was a young single nurse who had trust issues after numerous disastrous experiences. She met and liked Tristan, but didn't do relationships. Eventually, she caves in and starts to date Tristan. This beautifully written book is a story of a strong FMC, cinnamon roll MMC, spicy romance, stimulating dialogue, positive family relationships, found family. I highly recommend this book to all romance girlies. I give it 4 stars. I don't know. I guess my thing is, if you're highly recommending something and you really enjoy it, why not just 5 stars?
Yeah.
And I guess this goes to, as an author, not readers. I guess this goes to the overall reviews. How much do the overall reviews matter? Like, what book is this that I'm looking at right now? This is You Are Enough. I don't have very many reviews on it. I have 50 now. I just got a new review because I've been waiting for it to hit 50. So I have 50 of it, 50 reviews on Amazon, 47 on Goodreads. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Usually Goodreads has more than Amazon.
Yeah, Goodreads has more than for me.
Yeah, but here we have what I like. Amazon has more. But the overall is a 4.2. And which is fine. It's over a 4.0. That's our goal. But I want them all to be 4.6 or higher because I'm just an overachiever. How much would a 4.2 keep someone from reading it?
Yeah.
And of course, if 3s are good, solid reviews that people say, that will hurt an author eventually if they have too many 3s.
And especially if you don't have a lot. If you're a 3 has a large impact. If you've only got 10 reviews and 4 are 4s and 3 are 5s and 2 are 3s, that's going to really pull your margin down. Mm-hmm. Or if all you have are 4s and 3s, it's going to pull that number down.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah. And I think readers don't think about that when they do reviews.
When you're as a reader, when you're reading a book, what makes you give it a 5-star?
I just read a book by an author who's local to me. And I did a thing on TikTok about, what I'm reading on Wednesday. And I was thinking that I was going to give it a 4-star review, but as I talked about the book, why would I give this a 4-star? Because the character development was good. The story was good. Everything about it, I had no criticism of it. So when I do a review, which I haven't done yet, I'll give it 5 stars because
there you go.
there's no reason for me not to. There was nothing glaring.
I think my big thing is if it's a book that I can put down and forget about, but when I finally finish it, I loved it. That might be a 4-star review.
That's kind of a good measure, I think.
You know, but if it's something that I'm staying up till 2, 3 in the morning, knowing I have to wake up at 5 a.m., or I've been known to at 5 a.m. when I'm drinking coffee, instead of watching the news, I'll be reading a book because I'm getting ready to go to work and I can't read it at work and I got to see what happens. That will be a 5-star review. So that might be the only difference. I can love both books, but how much does one keep me wanting to turn that page?
Yeah, kind of the compelling factor. How compelling is it?
Right.
I mean, I've got a stack of books that I'm halfway through, and I finally have culled that stack out and say, you know what, I'm never going to finish this. And they're not bad books. I know I'm never going to finish it. It's just not compelling for me. So
right, and that's so maybe that's that could be a thing. And I would love to know, but I know I have heard that people only want to give so many 5-star reviews a year. That would be like, as a teacher, I'm a teacher, I will only give so many A's in a semester.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah, that's not how life is. If you have a killer month and you're like, or if you find an author you love, and you love every book you read from this author, like me, Mia Sheridan is my author that I just love her books. They're all 5-star reads for me. I haven't read one yet that hasn't been there, just because they're very emotionally driven and they're just totally different from most romance books. And I think they're amazing. So they're all 5-star reads. One is one of my favorite books, and I like it better than the other ones I've read from her, but More Than Words, I'll throw that one out there. But it's like they can all be 5-star reads, even if I like one better.
Yeah, and especially some people I follow on like Bookstagram and Book Talk that read 100 books a year.
Yeah.
And then you're only giving 3 5-star reviews, or even 5. That's really low. That's
right.
That's a really low amount.
So I think do we want to talk about some 1 and 2-star reviews? And maybe I can talk about some of them because I have one saved, not the lobotomy one. But I think as an author, if you want to give a 1 or 2-star review, make sure it's well thought out. Make sure it's not hateful, because authors have hearts, okay? And some authors can deal with things a lot better than others. As an author, if you don't like my book that much, I'd much rather have an email. I want to know exactly why. Sure, you can put it on Amazon, Goodreads. You have the right. This is a free country. Do what you want. But remember, you're talking about a person, right? And make sure what you're saying makes sense. I'm not reading the one about, and I probably shouldn't read this one, but just the wording to it. I do know people have read my book because of the wording of this one. Okay. And I don't want to start anything and no political discussions, but this is More Than Enough, which is my first book I wrote. It's the one that is before Forever Enough that, I had to go get a lobotomy for. And, but More Than Enough, quick background, and this isn't a spoiler. It's on the back of the book in the blurb. But Elizabeth was a college student. She just graduated. She comes home to get away from all the bad choices that she made in college. And she gets a job. She's making new friends. Her life is, and she's met a guy. Her life is going in the right direction. And then she gets sick and she finds out she's pregnant. So not what she wanted, not where she wanted to go. And so now she has to deal with this. So now, of course, since people know there's a book 2, and, it's where she, I just talked about book 2, and, there's a baby involved. So we know her choice. Now, you can read the back of the book and you can tell the baby is involved. Okay. This is a 2-star review. Now, does my More Than Enough series, does it have arguments with God? Does it have, do they go to church? Yes, and yes, and yes. Is it Christian? No, because it can't be, because it's open door sex and there's cussing in it. There's a lot of F-bombs in these books. So this one here says, pretty religious book. It's a 2-star. I got to about chapter 16 and quit reading it. It was not listed as a religious book, and it was not my cup of tea. This book is about a college graduate who finds herself pregnant, not sure who the dad is. She calls a crisis pregnancy center, tells them she wants to terminate the pregnancy, and the lady there asks that she keep an open mind as she goes about talking her out of that option. This is where I stopped reading and deleted the book from my Kindle. 2-star. Her right, but she should have gone into it knowing there's this baby somehow is going to be born because it's on the back of the book, And so, but I can tell you now, here's, that's a 2-star review, a little bit nicer than some of my other ones for this second book. But I have a lot of people who have seen that and have read it because of that review. Okay. Because okay, we'll go ahead and read it. So sometimes 1 and 2-star reviews are helpful because they can get people to, like you said earlier, I've been told to get a lobotomy from Forever Enough. I'm going to send you one because I have 4 sitting here, But it also says you have to read book 1 to get into book 2, because one day, if I ever do decide to put it back out, I'm going to combine them into one book.
Oh, okay.
That way there's no issue with people reading Forever Enough.
Not knowing the whole story, not knowing the characters fully. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. I worked with a couple of women as critique partners when I was first getting started. And one of there's an abortion mentioned in one of the women's books. And the other woman told her she had to take that out because that would cause so many people to not read the book because it was in there. And it was pretty central to the theme of the book. Mm-hmm. And, she asked me, what do you think? And I said, I think it's central. And I don't see you're changing the whole story if you take that out. And it happens like it's past. It's in the past, 10 or 15 years ago. So it's referred to. It isn't an active discussion or anything like that. But this other woman was adamant that she should take it out because it was going to offend people. But she also told me I should.
But that's anything you write in a book,
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, our books are not for everybody.
Right.
What a book you will love, I might not like at all, know. But yet you and I don't read certain books because we know what are in them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But they're just not, like, dark romance is not for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not for me either.
There's things I don't want to read, but that's okay. Go ahead and read it. Don't judge me because I don't want to. Don't judge my books being too sweet. And I've had that too. I heard this was spicy, but it wasn't spicy enough. But then I have one review in Your Love Is Enough. Oh, it was good, but it was a little too spicy for me. And I'm like, I don't know. We can't make everyone happy.
No, but that's very good.
So I think if we wrapped up what we would like to see in a review, one, there were some reviews we couldn't talk about because they're spoilers. And Goodreads, it'll sometimes tell you, it'll cover it up and say that this review has been blocked because of spoilers. Click here if you want to read them. But some of them don't get that, and there's spoilers in there.
Right.
You know? And I write romance, and so everyone knows how it's going to end. You know they're going to, that's part of romance. Oh, and I've had reviews from people, oh, this plot was predictable. You could tell from the beginning that they were going to be together. Yes. It's
That's
romance.
the very definition of romance.
Right? You must not be a romance reader if you don't realize that. So
Yeah.
I have some of those reviews. I just see them as funny, you know?
Yeah.
But make sure you know what you're reading, what the genre is, what you're expected to know from the genre. We didn't talk about that earlier. And don't go into a horror book getting mad because you're going to get scared. You know? Don't read dark romance if you don't want to put up with the content. Don't read romance if you don't want to happily ever after. Not going to happen. So know the genre and the expectations before you leave a review. Don't give spoilers. I think we both read ones that talked about the writing and what the people liked about it. You know, and that's helpful.
And you know, remember that the author of that book is a human. It's a person, and they have feelings. They probably have, you know, deeper feelings than you could ever imagine.
Right.
And
right, because when you write, you're putting your feelings on a page.
Yeah, right. So don't be mean. Offer, if you've got to criticize, offer constructive criticism.
Yeah. Try to be helpful in your review.
The ones that said my pace was slow or my pace was fast, you know, I can at least think about that. Would I change anything? No. But I can think about it and, okay, you know, could I do this? And could I have done this differently? And I think that it has affected my future writing, because now I do think, I had a whole passage. I had probably 400 words I had written the night before last. And I reread them and it's like, oh my God, this is so boring. And I just deleted it all. And,
oh my gosh.
And went in a different direction because, again, it was just, this doesn't do anything to further the story.
Right.
And it needs to go. I need to something else in here.
There you go. So, and then I think give people reasons why they should read your book, and your reviews matter. Yeah, because like we said earlier, we need reviews to make people realize that our books are worth reading.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 and 4 star reviews honestly are better than none. You know?
And it's definitely a numbers game.
Exactly. And we need to get our book pushed out there and make people realize that people are reading them. Yeah. And because I know the amount of books I have sold personally and the amount of page reads I've had, I don't have the reviews to equal them.
Oh, no, me either.
You know?
Yeah, I sold, I think I might have mentioned this before, on my birthday back in June, I made all my books free. And at that point, I think I had 5, maybe 6. And I made them all free. And I sold 600 books. And I didn't see any jump up in the reviews. And that was part of the reason that I did it, was hopefully. And I've gone on social media. I probably every 6 weeks, I make a plea for reviews. You know, if you've read my books, please review them. You know, reviews are gold for authors. I make them specific to me. I make them generic to any author.
Right.
You know, leave a review. All it has to say is, I liked this book. I recommend this book. It doesn't have to be a 10-page review.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? It shouldn't be.
No.
Keep it short and sweet. We don't have time to read long reviews, and you don't have time to be writing them. But remember, a quick and easy way to leave reviews, if you're an Amazon person, write your review, copy it before you submit it. And then after you submit it, hop on over to Goodreads.
Right.
And
just paste it.
I don't know if you, but I mean, you don't need to have anything important in Goodreads. Just have an account and just paste it in there.
Mm-hmm.
The same review on both places helps. And then, I mean, if you want to do the same thing on more places, go to Barnes and Noble and do it there too. That way someone might pick them up and see. I mean, you know, we can only, as KU authors, we only have our paperbacks, but it's a paperback review, you know?
Yeah.
And then always email the authors. Let us know personally what you think. Whether, you know, or what you wish we could do differently or add to the books. Maybe a character you wish would be a book. You know, that way you don't always have to put everything in the reviews. Because sometimes, you know, it's a lot to go into every book we have and search all the new reviews, you know?
Yeah. I would love it if a reader emailed me with, you know, tips, things, story ideas. One of my Whispers of Humility came about because one of those critique partners said, hey, you need to give Nora a story. And she gave me an idea and was like, yeah, you know what? I like that. And the whole book sprung from there. And up until my latest book that's coming out, Whispers of Humility, was my favorite. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
very cool. And I'm looking at my notes. It looks like we touched on everything. So, yeah. And now next week, you all need to join us because we're going to be reviewing a book that we're reading. It's called The Bright Side of Christmas. This will probably be every year. My goal is to read 3 Christmas books and watch 3 Hallmark movies. I never watch the Hallmark movies, but because I can never find ones that I haven't watched before. But this year I might have to lower it to 2 Christmas books, but that is one. So because I do want to write one. So The Bright Side of Christmas by Morgan Elizabeth. If Morgan Elizabeth happens to be watching this, I know you're an independent author, and we would love to have you on. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm going to read that on, I'll probably read it on the plane while we're traveling.
I mean, I'm already on, and I'm in the middle of a chapter right now, so I'm going to have to fix that. I can't stand stopping in all chapters. I'm on chapter 12, and it's cute so far, but we're not talking about that. That's for next week.
Okay. All right.
And you know, we'll be honest. If we think it's a 5-star read, we'll say why. If it's a 4-star read, we'll say why. And if we think she needs a lobotomy, which I don't think she's going to, but you know, we can say that too. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Well, Sue, you enjoy your cruise in Hawaii.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sure it's going to be a lot warmer than where you are now.
Oh yeah, we have snow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It is just cold today. Here, so.
Yeah. Well, it was snowing today. It's going to snow Tuesday. So.
Are you do you think you're going to be able to get out?
I hope so. Come hook or come crook, we will get out of here. The weather for Boston on Wednesday is clear, so that shouldn't be any problem.
Okay. Well, everyone, join us next week when we review a book and we talk. We'll hopefully put all of the things that we have talked about here. Drop us a line, email us, drop comments, like, subscribe, follow, share it out with all your friends, and come be a part of our community. And thank you for watching, and stay warm, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Indie Authors Uncovered, brought to you by Small Fry Marketing, your single source for affordable marketing solutions. Visit us at smallfrymarketing.com.